University life was great, but I had one massive problem. My English was stuck at a basic level. To apply for a master's degree abroad, I desperately needed a minimum IELTS score of 6.5. I decided to look for a private tutor online. On a student forum, I found a profile of an IELTS tutor with a perfect 8.5 score. His teaching description was professional, and his tuition fee was reasonable. I immediately sent a message to book a trial lesson. The next afternoon, I sat in the university library, nervously waiting for my tutor. When a tall boy in a white shirt walked toward my table, my heart stopped. It was Noah. Noah was the most popular guy in my department. He was handsome, smart, and completely out of my league. I had been secretly crushing on him for months, but we belonged to different social circles and had never spoken a word. He looked at me, smiled warmly, and said, "Hi, are you Caroline? I'm Noah, your new IELTS tutor." I wanted to disappear right there. I was accidentally hiring my biggest campus crush to see how terrible my English was. Our first lesson was a complete disaster for my pride. Noah needed to test my current English level, starting with IELTS Speaking Part 2. He set a timer and said, "Caroline, you have 1 minute to prepare. Describe a book that changed your life." My mind went completely blank. I couldn't think of any book, and looking at Noah's beautiful eyes made me even more confused. When the timer started, I began to stutter. My grammar was a mess, my pronunciation was awkward, and I stopped talking after just 30 seconds. I looked down at my desk, my face burning with embarrassment. I felt so stupid in front of the boy I liked. Instead of laughing, Noah gently pushed a cup of warm tea toward me. "Don't worry, Caroline," he said, his voice soft and comforting. "Speaking in front of a new person is always hard. Your ideas are actually very creative. Your vocabulary is just a bit locked up. Let's unlock it together." His kindness hit me completely by surprise. From that moment, I knew I didn't want to fail this mission. For the next 2 months, the library became our sacred space. Noah was an incredible tutor. He showed me how to break down difficult reading passages and gave me logical templates for writing task 2. One evening, a heavy storm hit the city, trapping us inside the library after closing hours. We sat near the big glass window, listening to the rain. Noah was correcting my writing essay. "Your grammar is much more accurate now, Caroline. I'm proud of your progress." "Thank you, Noah," I whispered, looking at the rain. Honestly, I was terrified on our first day. I thought you would think I was hopeless. Noah stopped writing and looked directly into my eyes. "To be honest, Caroline, I already knew who you were before you hired me. I saw your creative presentations in class, and I always wanted to talk to you. When you messaged me on the forum, I accepted immediately because it was my chance to get closer to you." My heart pounded so loud I thought he could hear it. It turned out I wasn't the only one with a secret. 2 weeks later, the official IELTS exam arrived. I walked into the test room with a racing heart, but every time I felt panicked, I remembered Noah's voice guiding me through the vocabulary traps. 2 days later, the clock struck midnight. I opened the IELTS portal with shaking fingers. Listening, 7.5. Reading, 7. Writing, 6.5. Speaking, 7. Overall band score, 7. I had exceeded my target of 6.5. I screamed in excitement and immediately called Noah. He picked up on the first ring. "Noah, I got a 7!" I cried out happily. "We actually did it!" I heard him let out a joyful laugh on the other end. "I knew you could do it, Caroline. You worked so hard." So, I suddenly felt shy. Since our lessons are officially over, I don't have a tutor anymore. "That's perfect," Noah replied softly, his voice full of warmth. "Because I don't want to be your tutor anymore. I want to take you out on a real date this weekend, as your boyfriend. What do you say, Caroline?" Looking out the window at the quiet night, my heart melted completely. "Only if you promise not to correct my grammar on our date," I laughed through my tears. "Deal," Noah whispered softly. See you this weekend, Caroline.